else is here. She probably got caught in that traffic.
I now call this meeting of the Central Florida Facilitators Club 9958 to order. And I am now calling it based on a car accident on Interstate 4 for a 5-minute recess. At this time we will take a 5-minute recess.
By the word of the day.
I am now reconvening the meeting. Thank you all for being here tonight. If you have a cell phone or any other noise-emitting device, please turn it to silent. Better yet, off. We have a guest here this evening. I would have told you where the restrooms are at, but I think you already found your way into that.
I'm good, thanks.
Mark, what am I missing? Oh, my little script.
You're at Toastmasters, you're commissioner of the club.
At Toastmasters, we provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. Through this mission, each Toastmaster gains a clear understanding of the club's purpose, and the organization as a whole benefits from a shared set of values and goals. Please help me welcome our thought and pledge leader this evening. That would be me, Jonathan Dunn. Since we have a couple of Toastmasters caught in an adverse situation tonight, I thought this one would be appropriate. It comes to us from the late, great Napoleon Hill. Every adversity, every failure, every heartache carries with it the seed of an equal or greater benefit. Please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please give a warm round of applause to our president, Mark Lockery.
Thank you, Jonathan. We were going to do the elections first, but we're going to hold off and do that after the normal portion of our meeting. I'm excited though because we have a lot of stuff coming up over the next few weeks. Next week is our backwards meeting, which those of you who have ever participated, we go from the bottom of the agenda up to the top. Tony, I believe, is our Toastmaster, and I encourage everyone to attend. It should be quite a eventful evening. Also, June 22nd is our banquet, and I believe our theme is a luau, right, Jay?
Yes.
So
I can talk a little bit about the banquet if you like.
sure,
If you want to do that now or later, that's up to you.
let's wait till later because I'm sure Tony will have some input on the banquet.
Right on.
Yeah, I've
Great
been
call,
working
Mr.
on it.
President.
And I have, okay, so later.
Okay. So since we have a lot to do and we have a lot to talk about, we're going to hop right into tonight's meeting.
Well, we want to meet the guest.
Yes, we do. We want to meet the guest. Even though I think we've all met Chris. Chris, would you mind standing up and just tell us how you met us and why you're here?
My name is Chris Corey, and I found out about your meetings yesterday, or 2 days ago. And I've always wanted to be a speaker since I'm 14 years old. And I've had many occasions to do that in many different ways. But I always wanted to get in front of children and to speak my message in front of them and to inspire, to bring them up, to teach them how to be their own person, to take care of themselves. And this is the beginning.
Right.
Tony, we're going to do the elections at the end of the meeting, so you can just relax and get set up there.
Okay.
Our Toastmaster tonight thinks that elections are an important thing, whether it be for electing the president and representatives of our country, or electing officers for our community groups like Toastmasters. Just this past weekend, our Toastmaster was honored to participate in elections for our Toastmaster District 84. She had a fun time hearing from the candidates and voting for the person she felt was a good fit for the job. Tonight, she will be running for Vice President of Education and hopes to lead you in an interesting meeting all about elections. Please help me welcome distinguished Toastmaster Susan Morgan.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Mark. What a wonderful meeting. I've got a few changes to the agenda. First of all, on top of your agenda, it will say Election Day, and we were going to have elections, but obviously, we have changed that to the end of the meeting. The second correction is on the speech of Roy Wittig. He is going to be speaking from 6 to 8 minutes, not 5 to 7. And towards the very bottom, you will see that Charlie Bombalier is actually Evaluator number 2, not Evaluator number 1, because Jaye is Evaluator number 1. So the first thing that I would like to do is go over our functionaries for this evening and find out what everyone's going to be doing tonight for our meeting. So first of all, let's get with Sarah and tell us what the grammarian's job is this evening.
As grammarian, I've chosen the word of the day, or Tony gave me the word of the day, which is pandering. Pander or pandering. That means someone who caters to or exploits others' desires or weaknesses, to do or provide what someone wants or demands, even though it is not proper, good, or reasonable. An example is if you listen to the political analysts, they will often say that politicians running for office are pandering to the voters, differently depending what state they are in and what they think people want to hear. I'll keep track of those who use the word of the day, and those who do not will be fined 25 cents. Guests and members who have not yet given their icebreaker will not be fined. I will also listen for colorful imagery and use of exceptional vocabulary and grammar, and I will suggest improvements in grammar as needed.
Thank you, Sarah. And our next functionary tonight is our timer, Stephen Morgan. What will you be doing?
Madam Toastmaster, for those who are speaking today, you will have a target window of time. When you reach the beginning of your window, green light comes on. When you get halfway through, yellow light will come on. When you reach the end, red light will come on and will remain on until you are done. For the speeches, that window is 6 to 8 minutes for Roy and 5 to 7 minutes for Jonathan. And for the evaluators, it's 2 to 3 minutes. For all of those, you qualify for the best speaker or best evaluator vote if you get at least 30 seconds below your window or 30 seconds over. The table topics window is 1 to 2 minutes. You must reach at least the 1 minute to qualify, and you can go up to 30 seconds over. You won't get an indication if you're over. You'll only hear that when I report to the chair at that point in the meeting. So good luck all.
Thank you. And our next functionary is our Wizard of Oz, Richard Sapp. Richard, please.
My job is to keep track of audible crutches, such as and double clutches, which is the repetition of a word while the speaker searches for their next thought. I will also note sentences strung together with bridge words like and or so, and I will sound a buzzer when any of these infractions are heard. The fine for each infraction is 10 cents. Guests and members who have not yet done their icebreaker will not be buzzed or fined, but I will keep track of their infractions.
Thank you. And our supervisor of elections this evening, Emma Hancock. What will you be doing?
Quick word, please do not buzz me.
We noted.
As the vote counter,
be gathering the ballots for the various categories that we vote for this evening, which is usually table topics, evaluations, and speaker. I'm not sure about the table topics because as of yet, we do not know how much time.
I don't know if we'll have enough time for table topics today or not.
Okay.
I'll be telling these folks when I get them, and at the end of the meeting, I will break down the wins on these awards here, and then give the president.
Okay, thank you, Emma. Well, this weekend, considering that I am not a political kind of person, and I am not one that would be up here talking about Donald Trump or Hillary Clinton or Bernie Sanders or whoever might be stepping up to become president and anything else, I have decided to talk about the elections that we held this weekend at our District 84 conference. It was a really, really nice time. Let's see, I made this way too small. We started the club level with club officers like you will see later on this evening. And after that, we go to the area level, which is actually a appointed position, not an elected position. Our elected positions are our division governors or directors, sorry, I'm still learning the new lingo. Our division directors and our district officers. And this weekend we voted in our division governors, again, district directors. Someday I will get this. It's only been 10 years that I've been doing it. Okay, so our division directors are, Division A is Wilson Santos, Division B is Cedric Chang, Division C, who is one of our closest neighbors and we do a lot of things with, is going to be Troy Palmer. And our Division D director, everybody get ready to say woo-hoo, is going to be Jessica Guthrie. So we will have someone from our club who is on the district team for us, which will be great. Division E is Stephanie Sawyers, Division F is Julie McLean, Division G is Dean Robertson, and Division F is Jason Stoffner. And those are the people that we will be able to contact as a club if we need help from the district or just want district information, which you'll be getting from all kinds of areas anyways. And Tony, what can I do for you tonight?
Well, you can contact me as well if you need information, because I will be an area director. We're still looking at, there's been a change in some of the clubs, so we're looking at which area I'll be directing.
Cool.
But I am
with
Jessica. With
All
Jessica.
right.
I'm looking at the Lake Mary clubs because that's the most convenient for me. But
Well, you'll probably be visiting me then.
we're also looking at Maitland because it's a new meeting, which is not
All
convenient for a lot
right.
of
Do you have
people.
any idea who's 42 at this point? No?
Got nothing.
Got nothing. Yeah, I was going to
Could be
say
me.
that, and then I couldn't find it anywhere. Okay, don't know who's been appointed to us.
It's not been appointed yet.
It may
Probably
have
not.
been appointed.
Jessica didn't say anything. I spoke with her today.
Okay, cool. All right, well, now it's time for us to go into our prepared speeches. This is
Whoa.
the best part. Whoa, is there a stop? Is that a stop whoa or a yay whoa?
Yay, wow.
Yay whoa, all right, that's what I like to hear. Our first presenter this evening is preparing for an upcoming product demonstrations being provided to sister divisions at corporate headquarters. Since many of the audience will know little about the data and analytic division, he will open with a brief 6 to 8 minute overview to help provide background and perspective prior to jumping into the product demos. Please welcome Roy Wittig to present data and analytics introduction. Please help me welcome.
Masters. That concludes my presentation.
Great job. If I could have 1 minute on the clock, please, for everyone to write down some feedback for Roy, that would be great. Thank you, Mr. Timer. When we were at the district conference this weekend, we also elected officers for our district offices, which would be the district director, the program quality director, and the club coach director. Club growth, sorry. I actually wrote that wrong for some reason. Which, those are called the district trio. There's 3 of them that are our leaders, and they do a lot of stuff to help our district, and it's a lot of fun. And they work hard. This year, the club growth director will be Mike McLean. Our quality program director will be Bob Fisher, and our district director is going to be Nancy Hohen. We voted for them similarly as what we'll be voting this afternoon or this evening. So for our next speech, when you are elected to become someone's friend, take it seriously. Please welcome Jonathan Dunn as he teaches us what it means to be a friend.
Two friends were camping in Yellowstone Park. They had had a full day and they were eating dinner. And they were so exhausted after eating dinner, they broke a cardinal rule within camping. They left all of their food scraps, they left all of their trash out. They were exhausted, they wanted to think of nothing else besides going to bed. They quickly went into a slumber, and several hours later, as you might have guessed it, for any of you seasoned campers out there, they were startled awake. Once they got their whereabouts, they decided to go out and see what was creating all the noise, although they had a pretty good idea. So they tippy-toed out. Their fire was still barely going, and sure enough, they saw the shadow of what was an incredibly large grizzly bear. And as they were backing up to get back to their tent, one of them stepped on a beer can, made a huge ruckus. The bear immediately raised up and began to roar. As covertly as they were able to do at that point, they slid back in their tent, breathing incredibly heavy, trying to formulate a plan really quickly. The one friend knew exactly what he was going to do. Pulled out his duffel bag that he had driven there with. He unzipped it, and his Nike Airs were in there. and he began to lace them up. He took his hiking boots off, he began to lace up his Nike Airs. His other friend is just literally sitting in the tent, completely dumbfounded as to what in the world his friend is going to do. He laces his shoes up, he stands up, he's like, "What are you doing? You can't outrun a grizzly bear." And his friend looked at him. He said, "You're probably right about that, Norm. You're probably right. I can't outrun a grizzly bear. But I know you don't have Nike Airs. I know you've only got your big clunky hiking boots. So all I need to do is create a ruckus and outrun you." That's what we call bear bait friendship. Very seriously. I live downtown, I see some really crazy things. Do you treat your friends like bear bait? Do you allow your friends to treat you like bear bait? As we live our lives, we are going to spend an incredible amount of time in relationships. Physically within a relationship. And on top of that, we're going to spend an incredible amount of time just thinking about relationships. There is absolutely no doubt as we sit here tonight that we are within a relationship. Relationships are a central part of the human experience. Perhaps the most important part of the human experience. Science has proven time and time again we're meant to be happy. We've studied happiness, and it's been proven that the happiest people are the ones that focus in on their relationships. That leads me to the second story. As many of you know, I was an educator before I opened my own gym. I remember my junior internship at Clay Springs Elementary School in Apopka that one of the students, common theme in a lot of our lives, came down with cancer. She was in 5th grade. It was the very beginning of the school year. She had to go out, she had to get chemotherapy, she had to get radiation. In case I didn't mention it, she was in 5th grade. She was out about 2 months when word came back that she was going to be coming back to school. Of course, by this point, she wasn't feeling too pretty. She had lost all of her hair. She wasn't even worried about the cancer at that point. She was just worried about looking different than everyone else. So there was a few kids that year, they made the decision that when she came back to school, she wasn't going to feel differently. I mean, it amazes me how smart children are. And they made the decision that they were going to all shave their heads. So that's what they did. Every single child in that class shaved their head. I believe it was 36 in her homeroom. It was around that number. They were so excited about it. There was so much joy surrounding them, such a natural happiness requiring nothing. And I remember that morning, and they all went in the room, in the pod, and they shut the light out. And her mom walked her in, the light came on, and all the kids just yelled and screamed, and the little girl just started crying and smiling. It was really, I get emotional just thinking about it now, and this was back in 1999. Those kids didn't want her to feel different. They wanted to be there with her. They cared about her. She wasn't bare bait. I think we can safely say what I talked about in the first story, it wasn't a friendship at all. It was the typical self-centered thing that we see time and time again that probably many of us have been a part of. But what the 5th graders did, that was a friendship. What kind of friend are you? How do you let your friends treat you? While we all have our own individual personalities in this room, we all share a common dream, a common theme. It's the fundamental principle as to why we live our lives. It's the fundamental principle is why we're at Toastmasters. We are here to take a step forward towards becoming the best version of ourselves. And to quote Matthew Kelly, anything that doesn't help you become the best version of yourselves, it's too small for you. And that starts with your friendships. Fellow Toastmasters, honored guests, what does it mean to you to be a friend? Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you, Jonathan. Mr. Timer, may we have 1 minute on the clock for our little suggestions? Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Timer. And if we could have a timer's report, we will vote for the best speaker. So please let us know how we did on time this evening.
Madam Toastmaster, Roy pandered to us for 8 minutes and 10 seconds. Jonathan decided to out-pander him for 7 minutes and 15 seconds. They both qualified.
If you will please take a moment to vote for either Roy or Jonathan. Emma will come around and pick up those votes. And while she's doing that, I'm going to talk a little bit about our conference. Yes, we had elections, and that was the theme tonight, but I didn't have enough stuff going on for the elections that I wanted to talk about, so I'm going to talk about the conference itself. It was a wonderful time at these conferences that we do every 6 months. We have speech contests, we have educational sessions, we have all our voting as we do, and we have a lot of fun. We get 4 meals. We get our Friday night dinner. We get our Saturday morning breakfast, our Saturday afternoon lunch, our Saturday night dinner. And then, of course, there is always our hospitality suite, which features free alcohol and a lot of dancing and having a lot of fun. And we did just that this weekend, and it was a lot of fun. And now we are going to take a few minutes for table topics, if I can get Emma to...
Just point of order, I do want to point out that clock is wrong.
Okay.
It's actually 7:25 if that impacts your schedule.
Yep, that works. It will. We're covered? Okay, we're going to do a couple of table topics and not too much. So if you will please help me welcome to the lectern in just about 2 seconds, our table topics master, who is also our supervisor of elections, will come up and give us some table topics. Please help me welcome Emma Hancock. Stepping up at the last minute.
As I recall, you're the one who volunteered me, but okay.
Yes, well.
I can work with it. These questions are about actual elections. I mean, the ones that we do here and in the district are actual elections, but I think it's more referring to more presidential type stuff.
Fun.
What office should be created just so you can be elected to it? Before I go on, Chris, do you mind doing table topics, or do you not want to do it?
Let them see one first.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I was just asking if you want to do it.
Yeah, sure,
Just
yeah,
do
go
one
ahead.
first, and then-
Okay.
If you want, you can say no.
No, I'm good.
Okay, I'm gonna ask the question again and then call on somebody. That's usually how it works, is you don't call on somebody until afterwards. After you ask the question.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Sure.
What office should be created just so you can be elected to? Mark?
Thank you, Madam Table Topics Master. Well, as you guys all know, I'm a very humble and down-to-earth fellow. So the only position I could think of possibly is, I don't know, Master of the Universe? Maybe. There's so much going on in the world today, and every little country has its little leaders, and its Congress, and its corrupt politicians, and its presidents. Somebody has to oversee all that. Maybe a new world order is in order. I don't know. A global currency, perhaps. A global transportation system. A global initiative foundation. Oh wait, that's already done by the Clintons. anything is possible. And like I said, with communication and the ease of communication across countries and borders today, it only makes sense that we have a Master of the Universe position. And I'm willing to be the first one. So get out your ballots, and I'm just waiting for, and there we go. Just get out your ballots and vote for me, and I'll stop pandering now.
I've actually been watching a lot of Star Trek recently, so I get where you're coming from with the whole world order thing, because they have better. What will be your campaign slogan to make sure you lose your election? Is that what it says?
Yes.
Okay. Chris, would you like to answer this one?
What would be my campaign slogan in order for me to lose the election?
Yes.
I love me, let me count the ways. This is the way to lose an election, is to show how egocentric you are, and that you don't care about the people that you're pandering to, and only have your own agenda in mind. I don't know what more to say to this. Or how long I need to go. I have to keep on going? Okay, I need more time for this. I'm letting you know, I'm not ready to rock with all this.
You can make it
1
up.
to 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll make it.
You can make
Yep.
it up.
Okay, yeah,
You're good. You're good.
Look at me, I've been.
Go ahead.
Next.
Next.
I do agree with the pandering though. That would be very, very egocentric, and very good way, although, yeah, very good way to make sure you lose the election. How would you design an election process to prevent electing people who want to be elected? Richard. How would you design an election process to prevent electing people who want to be elected?
Electing people that want to be elected.
one more time?
Can you change the question?
You can go on to
sorry.
the next question.
There is
There is
Okay.
the next question. Unless I already make it up.
Just one more time, I got it, I'll get it.
How would you design an election process to prevent electing people who want to be elected?
All right. Electing people that want. I'm just gonna roll with this. Do it based on whoever gives the most money and wants to pay for somebody else to be elected. Does that sound familiar? I would just, however it can be done, whoever, maybe we'll sign one of those GoFundMe.coms. And you can pay to vote whoever you want instead of the person that actually wants to be elected. So therefore, it could be based on donations, sales, anything that prevents somebody from being elected.
Well, this is fun.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Madam Table Topics Master, for those table topics. Do we have anything else that we need to do?
Timers report.
Timers report, please, on those table topics that were kind of hard. But fun.
You just need to get in and have some fun with it. For the table topics, Mark's Master of the Universe went for a whole 1 minute 5 seconds. Not to be outdone, Chris, as our guest, gave us 42 seconds. Richard, after much haranguing for a while, only took 43 seconds. So we have no need to vote, only one qualified.
Okay. Let's do our best tonight on table topics. And it is on to our next section of the meeting. Our general evaluator tonight served 8 years in the Marines, serving this great country of ours. Elections are important to him, and he makes sure he gets out and votes for the issues that are important to him. Please help me welcome our general evaluator this evening, Mark Loppery.
For the benefit of Chris, the evaluation portion of the meeting is where we have evaluators who are assigned to listen to our prepared speeches, and they listen and they follow the book on what the roles and objectives were of the speech, and then they will give constructive criticism and feedback to the speakers during the evaluation portion. It's how we improve as Toastmasters and become better speakers. Our first evaluator this evening is preoccupied with plans and preparation for our upcoming semi-annual banquet. It will be a fun and tasty evening with excitement for all. Jaye is also excited to take her focus off of the banquet to hear and evaluate the speech of Roy Wittig. Jaye will give encouragement and a tidbit of improvement to help Roy for his next speaking foray. Please welcome Jaye Majors.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and our guest, and especially Roy. It's wonderful to see you all tonight. What an interesting speech, and what an interesting concept that there is actually an industry and a business that what they do is keep you from getting your loan, or maybe help you get your loan, but they provide all the analytics and the data. Very good, very well researched, especially something you know well from 15 years of working in it. You know all the ins and outs and the details of how the division and the department that you work in, it functions. That was very clear. Your purpose was very clear in this speech to explain what the DNA analytics, data and analytics are, and how you use them, how they're utilized. I got an understanding that you were very involved in a lot of technical things every day on a daily basis, and you possibly present what you do to other people using these same slides to help them understand, so you can sell your services to them or sell your company services. Great information up there. I felt like you knew your slides well. I felt like you were confident with your slides. You were comfortable with working with your slides. As I just said, I believe it made me believe that you've probably worked with them a number of times before. So that was excellent. Some of the things that I would say, I was sitting in the back of the room and I couldn't read or see any of the detail. So some of the points of supporting your speech and helping you move through quicker, I couldn't get from back there. Maybe some of the gentlemen up here could read it and see it. But one of the things in your booklet here is they need to be clear. One of the things I found with using slides is to use shorter, smaller verbiage on the slide and fill the detail in with what you're saying about it. So that was very much missing for me because I couldn't get support, and in fact it was a bit more distracting because I kept wanting to try to follow along. And I don't even know if having paper copies would have helped. It might have, because I'm technical myself, so I like to follow. And the one other thing I might have liked was a little more interaction with you with what you were doing, pointing out or stepping over or having some little interaction there, a little more movement around the room to emphasize things, more body language and more connection to what you were actually saying. Other than that, I really did enjoy hearing it, and I was very interested in all of the technical stuff that you do. I appreciate your speech very much, Roy, and I'm looking forward to seeing what you do with building upon some of these things in the future.
Thank you, Jay. Our next evaluator this evening enjoys doing evaluations as it is a special time to share the good things the speaker has done, and also suggestions on how to improve on their next speech. Please help me introduce Charlie Bombalier evaluating Jonathan Dunn.
Mr. General Evaluator, fellow Toastmasters, and of course my friend Jonathan Dunn. Jonathan, you have an air about you that demands attention when you first woke up. Use it. It doesn't matter what the Toastmaster says about you or how she introduces you or the speeches you're going to make. You missed the biggest part of your whole speech by not repeating your title. What does it mean to be a friend? And then pause. Let people absorb that, because that is the most powerful sentence you gave in your whole speech. It makes every single one of us think about what does it mean to be a friend. And the other thing that I'm going to say right now is I would reverse the two examples that you gave, because we always have a tendency to end up with a gloom and doom speech. If you reversed it, you could have turned the bear into a humorous type of ending. I'll see you, my friend, and takes off running. kind of a little humor in the speech, because the first part, or the last part of your speech, which was the girl with cancer, was really a sad part. And I think it hit every single one of us in the heart. I know it affected me to the core, because I can see that class, and it was incredible. Your voice punctuation was good. It wasn't excellent. Again, for one reason. You have a powerful voice, but you need to tone down in certain areas, like when they all cut their hair, and pause and make them feel that. My goodness, look into the class of everybody cut their hair. Are you kidding me? What an impact. That's burst out of the chest with emotion. Make them feel that. And then come back to your voice. One thing I know that you've never done, as many years I've seen you speak, you never pander to anyone in your speech. And that's a real plus for you, because you say things that are in your heart. And I applaud you for that. And I can't wait for your next speech. Mr. General Evaluator.
Two great evaluations. Mr. Timer, can we get a timer's report, please?
Mr. General Evaluator, Jaye's evaluation went to 3 minutes and 50 seconds, so it does not qualify. Charlie pandered greatly to Jonathan clearly for 2 minutes and 52 seconds.
Okay, so we can save our, I think we can save our slips for next week. We're not really
Well, we
using
voted
those.
for speaker.
I know.
We voted for speaker, but we don't have to vote for evaluator.
Yeah.
You can use the tabletop.
Good thing Charlie has super delegates in his pocket. I think what I'd like to do is just go over the notes of the meeting, and then we'll do the elections, and then we'll just hand out the awards after the elections so as not to rush our supervisor of elections. We can also vote for most improved Toastmaster at this time. As far as the meeting in general, the meeting started on time, but as we were missing a functionary, we took a 5-minute recess for our procedures, and then it reconvened on time. Jonathan, way to keep an eye on the clock. I know our battery needs to be replaced, so I'm sure you're going to be on top of that. A way to keep focus on that. Roy, as far as props, that was a good job setting the props up ahead of time so as not to distract from your speech or to take away from time of the meeting. Everything was ready to go. And I must say, the slide advancement was like so synchronized with your speech.
It was amazing.
It was amazing. I might have a new career after this. Jaye, that was a good point about the slides. And good suggestions about maybe using a bigger font, maybe not as many words, and more interaction with the slides so the viewers aren't always going back and forth between the speaker and the screen. I like that. And Charlie, great analysis of Jonathan's opening. And I can't help but to repeat your burst out of the chest with emotions. For some reason, I'm thinking of Alien when you did that. But that was a great analogy. Those are my notes on the meeting in general. As tonight are our elections, here to guide us through our election process this evening is DTM Tony Gittles.
Okay, we clap all the way there.
Keep going, yeah!
Keep it going, that's what we do.
There's 6-month terms for the officers.
No. Because she's just gonna go back and forth.
Tonight is our club elections, and I've distributed to you the order of which we're going to go through electing officers for the club. I had requested from the membership if anybody else wanted to run for office, and I got no response. However, it's not too late because although we have a complete slate of officers, every time we present a position, we will be asking for nominations from the floor. You can nominate yourself or somebody that you would like to see in that role. So there can be more than one person running for a position as long as your membership is paid in full and you're eligible. I'll start with the president's position and name the person on the slate. I'll ask for a motion from the floor to nominate that person. To speed the process, since we're presenting an individual, a candidate for that position, instead of saying I nominate so-and-so, to speed the process, you can just say so moved. So someone can say so moved, another member then must second the nomination. I'll then ask the member if they accept the nomination, and then I'll ask to open nominations from the floor. If there are no nominations, we will ask the candidate to give a short speech, and then we'll vote.
Question?
Or we'll have discussion, and then we'll vote. Yes?
Okay, how short a speech and am I timing?
Actually, that's next. Or it's somewhere on here. Well, let's see. I requested the candidates to, like a table topics, 1.5 to 2 minutes. It can be longer, it can be shorter. It can be 3 minutes. I don't know, Susan's a Toastmaster, I didn't work out the time, so.
No, it could be 2 to 3 minutes.
So, 2 to 3 minutes? Okay.
It's longer.
1 to 2.
I would just say red light
1 to
at
2
2.
minutes.
Red lighted 2?
Thank you.
One to two.
Red lighted 2, are you all good with that?
Yeah.
Okay, so we got people who are going to speak, red lighted 2. That sounds great, and the whole idea is you can go over, but wrap it up when you see it, so we can get the process completed. However, we want to hear what you have to say, so that would be great. Are there any other questions before we begin? First one is Office of the President. This officer leads by example. He's knowledgeable of the other offices and their functions, so if needed, temporarily can fulfill those roles. He schedules the club officer meetings and ensures the club is represented and has a voice at other levels of Toastmaster International, so within our district. The nominating committee names Mark Lockery for the position of president. Do I hear a motion to nominate Mark for president?
So moved.
So moved.
Second.
And second, okay. Mark, do you accept the nomination for president?
I do.
Thank you. Are there any other nominations from the floor? Is there a motion to close nominations?
I move that we close nominations.
And second back there. Mark, you have the floor. Would you like to come up and tell us why you'd like to be president?
Sure.
I will keep it brief, there's no need to use the clock. I would just like to say that I have enjoyed this term as president. I have learned a lot, and I know there's still a lot more to learn, so I would like to continue in this endeavor. I think this is a great club, and I am honored to be nominated and would be honored to serve as the president. And I'm looking forward to being a lame duck come November. So, vote for me. Oh, you did vote for me, right?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay, vote for me, and I'll stop pandering now. Thank you.
Do I have a motion to dispense with the ballot and have the secretary cast a single ballot in favor of Mark Lockery?
So moved.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Okay, thank you.
Secretary
Congrats.
standing in front of us.
Secretary.
Your secretary.
I'm secretary. Thank you. I cast the ballot. Congratulations, Mark Lockery. You are our president. Vice President of Education. Organizes the schedule for all speakers and other rotational roles for each meeting. These are just a quick summary of the job, actually. Keeps track of each member's progress toward the awards and keeps track of the club's progress toward the Distinguished Club program, serves in the president's absence. The nominating committee named Susan Morgan for the position of Vice President of Education. Do I hear a motion to nominate Susan for Vice President of Education?
Motion.
Jay, second. Mark, thank you. Susan, do you accept the nomination?
I do.
Okay. It says for president. Sorry,
Oh,
for vice president.
Well,
For vice
I'll do it
president.
for president
I'm
too,
trying to
if you
fix
need me
this.
to.
Yeah. For vice president. Are there any nominations from the floor? Is there a motion to close nominations?
Motion to close.
And a second? Thank you. Susan, I'd like to welcome you to the front of the room. Give your campaign speech.
Thank you very much, Tony. Thank you, Toastmasters and guests. I'm honored to run for a second term as Vice President of Education. During my term, my goals are to continue to make our meetings fun as well as educational. I propose we have special themed meetings each month so we can make the meetings interesting to our guests and our members. Also working with my fellow officers to possibly attract new members by doing this. I plan to continue to do my job of scheduling our meetings, posting the statistics after the meetings, and ensuring everyone has an opportunity to try various roles of the meetings. I plan to continue to improve my performance as VPE so all our members and guests have a superb experience at Toastmasters. Please vote for me as Toastmaster, Vice President of Education.
Thank you. Is there any discussion? Do I have a motion to dispense with the ballot and have the secretary cast a single ballot in favor of Susan? Thank you. Second? Thank you. Congratulations, Madam Vice President of Education. Vice President of Membership encourages the club in membership building, helps with new member applications, ensures members' needs are being met, and conducts a membership drive. The nominating committee names Roy Wittig for the position of Vice President of Membership. Do I hear a motion?
I move for,
So moved.
so moved.
Thank you for
So moved.
getting the hang of it.
Yeah.
Second, Jay? Thank you. Roy, do you accept the nomination?
I do.
Thank you. Are there any nominations from the floor? Is there a motion for nominations to be closed?
Motion to close.
And second?
Second.
Thank you. Roy! Come on down! Down!
Let me cater to the crowd here. Guys, this is an absolute no-brainer. I mean, I've got a pulse on me. This guy doesn't. I'm here. This guy's not. I show up 3 out of 4 weeks. This guy does not. In all seriousness, though, I do make an attempt to. Ever since I took on this role from Tim, I followed up with everybody that's coming here as a guest. I make an attempt to get to know them. I follow the email within the first couple of days, and if I don't see them back, I do follow up with phone calls to check to see how they're doing, to see if they're going around to other clubs, and just make sure they know that we're here and we're interested and try to encourage them to come back. So it's only been a short, 4 to 6 weeks, and there's definitely a lot to learn, but I would really appreciate everybody's support.
Absolutely.
Madam
You got it.
Election Chair.
Person. Thank you. Is there a motion to dispense with the ballot and have the secretary cast a single ballot in favor of Roy? Second, please.
Second.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Yay!
You got the job. Woo-hoo! Vice President of Public Relations. Promotes the club to non-members through channels such as social media, newsletters, radio, flyers, advertising, and press releases. The nominating committee named Stephen Morgan for the position of Vice President of Public Relations. Do I hear a motion to nominate Stephen?
My motion.
Got it.
Second.
Second.
Or whatever.
Are there any nominations? Oh, Stephen, do you accept the nomination?
All right.
I know. Are there any nominations from the floor? Do I hear a motion for nominations to be closed?
Motion to close.
10 seconds. Stephen, we would love to hear your campaign speech. Convince us you really want the job.
Who saw the video that I posted to our Facebook pages and other media from the conference this weekend? Good. Who watched the video that I put up?
Yay.
That's so many books.
I quit.
I intend to.
Yeah.
To get an idea, putting all the information out there is of no use if people aren't going to look at it. Those people who have come to our website that have looked at it, we have heard them when they come to the meeting, they say it's been good stuff, one of the reasons that they've come. But what I do is only going to be so good if the rest of you aren't also contributing. For the past year, I've been putting this stuff up on our Facebook page. I'm the only person who's been putting stuff on our Facebook page. I don't mind being my own fan club, but it's not nearly as interesting. We need the participation. Everyone needs to be RSVPing to the events we create. Even if you're not coming to the meeting, we want more people to see it. You see the stuff being put up. Nice to say you like it, but share it so that it shows up on your site, so that your friends see it, so that your colleagues see it. When our tweets go out, retweet them. Take your pick. But look at them and watch them. And if you saw the video, you would understand why you may not necessarily want me doing this, because I'm going to be quite busy over the next 6 months. So is Susan, because that video was us introducing the fall conference, which we are going to be coordinating for the district. You'll be seeing more of it and hearing a lot more about it, because we're going to end up being here. And I certainly hope you intend to also sign up for that as well, because we certainly want more people involved, and we want Central Florida facilitators showing a big showing come that conference. So if you really want me doing this, you can put my name down, but you're going to have to do some of this work.
Any discussion?
The website is what brought me here.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We all need to do more when we hit the Facebook and post it on our Facebook pages, etc. So,
I
yeah.
had a lesson in Facebook yesterday.
Very nice.
Well, and
I've got
and
there.
I can't even do because LinkedIn is for professionals and so is
I put it on LinkedIn too.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Join our LinkedIn group.
And I bought your 1 hour
I need to do that. I didn't know
course.
we had one.
You're gonna get me up and running. All
I didn't
right.
know we had a LinkedIn.
Do I have a motion to dispense with the ballot?
By our website.
Secretary,
So moved.
Second.
cast a ballot. All right, in favor of Stephen. So moved, second.
Second.
Congratulations. While we're here, I would make a suggestion to Susan and Stephen to form a committee.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Find some people that are interested. I'll do, I'm not going to be an officer this time.
Committee for what?
To help, to learn,
Oh,
to
okay.
study under you, to
Okay.
learn, to fill in.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I mean, all the officers can do that. Let's find at least one other interested person that wants to learn the job. Okay, sorry about that. Secretary records and reads and maintains meeting minutes, including club officer meetings, keeps the club files, including a membership roster, submits club officer list to Toastmaster International. The nominating committee names Emma Hancock for the position of secretary. Do I hear a motion?
Move.
Emma, do you accept the nomination for secretary? Thank you. Are there any nominations from the floor? Emma, please come to the front of the room and tell us why you would like this position.
As most of you know, I've been going to this club for many years at this point. It's been like almost 11 years since and I was like, yeah. But I've never actually, flip my words there, never actually joined until, well, the legal age, well, not legal, but the 18. Right. Yes, you can't join until you're 18. Works that way. And it seems like it'd be an interesting opportunity, even though I have other things going on, which is usually not much, so maybe it'll give me an opportunity to do stuff.
Oh, you'll be doing stuff,
And you'll be learning.
Thank you. Right, any discussion? Do I have a motion to dispense with the ballot and have
So
secretary cast a
moved.
ballot? Second. Okay, Emma, congratulations.
Yay.
Get your committee.
and submits member dues, including new member applications and dues in conjunction with the Vice President of Membership, handles and maintains the bank account and all financial records, provides monthly budget reports. The nominating committee names Jaye Majors for the position of treasurer. Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Second.
By the way, the motion was to nominate us.
Nominate. Yeah, I'm sure I think. All right. Jaye, do you accept the nomination for treasurer?
Yes.
Thank you. Are there any nominations from the floor for treasurer? Is there a motion to close nominations?
So moved.
Jaye, please come on down and let us hear why you still want the job.
First thing, I'm not here to pander to the group, but show me the money. One thing I will say is finally, we do have some money in the bank after our rather successful fundraiser this year.
Yay.
So we have some money that we can do some things with. The thing that has been missing for me is a budget for some of the activities we do. I've been trying to look back and see what has been done in the past and how much money has been spent, so that I can look at the money we do have and plan it wisely and help guide our board and our club on how we're going to spend it. That's going to be my objective and plan this year, is to develop some budgets for some of our key or main activities. What I've found so far, they appear to be our banquets.
Contest.
And contests, our banquets and contests, the contests a little bit less than the banquets for what we do. And we also ask for support from our club members to contribute by bringing in food, etc., to the club. And when we do our big fundraiser, we had so much stuff this time. We need to do that again. I know that's not for another year. That's going to be for the person that follows me
We'll keep you there.
after this, but I will still encourage. But that was amazing because it helps us set the course for where we're going to go to the future. So my goal is to prepare and plan some kind of budget for this current banquet, which I happen to be the chair for, and I'm already working on that, to look at what our different contests are going to be, and that's got to be a smaller budget. Because our banquets, this banquet is going to probably be maybe a little bit under, it'll be under half, between a third and a half of what we have in the bank. And we've got another one at Christmas that's going to do the same thing. So I'm looking at maybe how do we get a little bit more money, or how do we get everybody to support by bringing. We're a team and we're a club together. So that is where I want to focus going forward with you guys.
Any discussion? Do I hear a motion to dispense with the ballot and have the secretary cast a single ballot in favor of Jaye Majors?
So moved. Second.
Treasurer. Thank you. Congratulations, Jaye. Prior to our final officer position, which is Sergeant at Arms. Secures the club meeting location, opens and arranges the room before each meeting, greets the guests, maintains club supplies, distributes and collects ballots as needed for elections, breaks down the room after meetings. Nominating committee names Richard Sack for the position of Sergeant at Arms. Do I hear a motion to nominate Richard?
I move. Second.
Thank you. Richard, do you accept the nomination for Sergeant at Arms? Giving you too long to think about it. Thank you. Are there any nominations from the floor? Do I hear a motion to close nominations?
So moved.
Stereo.
Please welcome Richard Sack.
I'm still rather new to Toastmasters, so I'm still learning what these roles are all about. But in the meantime, I'm gonna put wine in the water fountains. I'm gonna replace the handicap parking with Toastmasters parking. That'll be the
Bernie.
I'm different. Unlike everybody else here, I am here to pander for your views. I think it'll be a great experience for me. I'm really excited to do it and get more involved in any way that I can. And I plan on taking it very seriously, even amongst the jovial hoorah here today.
Hoorah.
Yeah.
Or Richard. Do I have a motion to dispense with the ballot and have the secretary cast a single ballot in favor of Richard Sett for Sergeant at Arms?
So moved.
Congratulations. Second, thank you. Congratulations. Your term will begin July 1st, or, yes, midnight
June.
I
thought it was.
midnight June
No,
30th.
3 a.m.
Oh, 3
July
a.m.
1st. It's by
I'll set my clock.
California time.
Oh, so California.
3 a.m. July 1st.
I'm used to
And your
that.
term will,
Toastmasters headquarters.
this is a 6-month term, your term will end actually December 31st, even though we're not still having meetings during the holidays.
January 1st. I think.
January 1st at 3 a.m. We should all be together and have a celebration.
Sure.
For moving you from
Bring it to our
party
house.
time. Okay, thank you very much for your attention. We do this twice a year. It's another opportunity for people to come up and speak and practice their skills and for people to follow proper procedures. I thank you all, and please welcome Mark Lockery.
Thank you, Tony. I didn't want the functionaries to think I forgot about them, but I wanted to get a chance to get some more money for our bus. So at this time, we'll go over the functionary reports from the meeting, and we'll go first with the grammarian report. Please, Sarah.
Word of the day, we have 8 people used the, no, 7, but 1 or 2 might have used it a couple of times. I heard it from Chris, Jaye, Stephen, Charlie, Richard, Emma, and Mark twice. And some colorful phrases. From Jonathan, starting off, the bear bait friendship. An interesting statement. Chris, I love me. That's what I heard. Roy, data analytics. I was getting worried, data analytics. A lot of those, but shines a light at the end was your colorful phrase. Jaye, connection to what you're saying. It was just said with, I think, good emotion. Charlie, hit us at the heart. And Mark, master of the universe. And that concludes my report.
Thank you, Sarah. And a report from our Wizard of Oz, Richard, please.
Roy, you have a very short, it's like, it's not quite an or an So if we
Working down
as
a half?
No, it is like a half.
Still full price, though.
Yeah, full price.
If I wasn't listening for it, I don't think it would be that noticeable, but a few double clutches, you start a few sentences, about 4 or 5 with like or so. Jonathan, same thing, no ahs or ums or double clutches, very well spoken, just starting some 3 sentences with like and or so. Susan, a couple of ahs, a couple double clutches, some bridge words. There's me doing it. Tony with an ah and a bridge word. Jaye with 3 ahs and a double clutch. Charlie only with 2 like or so. Chris, 2 ahs and ums. Myself, at least 3 ahs and ums.
All right, let's hand out some awards. Best speaker award tonight, Jonathan Gunn. Bigger baby. The Best Evaluator award this evening, Charlie Bumble.
Yeah, Charlie.
Best Table Topics Award, Natural Universe. Most Improved Award, Charlie Bumbleier.
All right.
And our Tim Chastain Award tonight, I want to give it to the person that came in and actually got us through the selection cycle, Tony Gittles.
Yeah,
My true friend.
Yes.
Now let's turn our focus on June 22nd, which is going to be our banquet. And we're going to have Jaye, since you're the chair of the banquet, we'll have you lead this little discussion about the banquet.
Okay, thank you. Before I jump into that, I just want to say I took care of this week from my treasurer role. I'm going to be depositing $30 in the bank from and there's still a little bit in there for that, just FYI. All right, June 22nd is our banquet. We have set a slate for, I'm the chair and members of the committee. We have people that are, Tony's is the assistant, which I needed because this is my first banquet with this club. Our theme is going to be a luau theme, which is going to be really fun. The lays and all of that, we're going to be putting lays on everybody when they come in the door and all the colorful summer stuff. We're looking into food at Four Rivers, and Jonathan has a friend there. He's gotten a quote already for the food from Four Rivers. The question I have relates to the budget there because it's quite a bit more expensive, I know, than what we paid in December for the banquet, and it's the first banquet I was here for. So if we're looking to save money, are we going to look in a different place? I don't know, but I think the Four Rivers, for me, sounds like a great choice. And the choice of sliders goes right along. That was the
What was the cost?
With the luau thing.
What's the cost?
Pardon me?
What is
The cost?
$295 for the main part and a couple of sides and the sauces to go along on there. And it's the pork or the brisket sliders.
I sent you an email with all the details.
How many does
It's
it
delivered,
have?
it's super, it'd be super flash.
Well, we
many
were
does it
talking
have?
about 25 or 30, I think.
I'd have to go back and look, but I want to say it was 50.
50?
Up to 50.
No, 50 sliders.
Yeah. Because people are
I
going
can
to
send
have.
you the email, you can look at it.
Yeah, people are going to have.
We'd still have to
some
bring our own
people will have
desserts and
two,
drinks and
some
plates.
people will have one with the other things, but I also think we need to have maybe some other either appetizers or other healthier sides and things and dessert.
You have the email.
Okay.
And I'm going to be going for the food. Our food chair, our food person. I am going, and that's Richard. He volunteered to do that. I'm going to ask you to put the memos out for maybe some other sides or little appetizers or stuff that might be more healthy and desserts. And then wine, water, sodas, that stuff.
Okay. You were also going to get an estimate on catering. Do you have that yet? I mean, we don't have to decide today.
Right, I don't have that yet, but I will do that, I will do that. So, I'm guessing it's probably gonna be close to the same, give or take, range. But I think we need a little higher budget for the food than just if we went with this or with a separate catering because of some of the extras. Unless all of us in the room are going to kind of contribute, and that would be a good thing for our budget because we're going to go way over what we need to on this one event if we don't have that. So just keep that in mind. Some of the other people that we've got involved, of course, Mark's doing the publicity, So that means you're gonna get.
I'm gonna work with Steve and I'm doing the program.
Are you? Okay.
Yeah.
So you guys are gonna.
Program and invitation.
The program, flyers, those kind of things we may need that we can send out, Facebook, LinkedIn, et cetera, et cetera. The decor, Roy, you had said you would work on that, so now you have a theme.
Is the theme, I'm sorry, the theme's
A luau theme,
Okay.
which is Party City. I have 2 Party Cities right beside me.
Yeah, I'll let my wife know.
And Roy, I have some
Okay.
awesome ideas, so I'm gonna get with you after the.
Yeah.
See,
I mean,
committee's forming. Teamwork.
This is gonna be awesome. We're gonna be talking about this.
So it's a fun theme and an easy thing to do, especially this time of the year.
Yeah,
So
sounds good.
you know where to go with that. And Susan, you're going to acquire the awards, and if you want this coupon I have, if we need to get it for Toastmasters, remember the.
Oh, okay, yeah, generally I go to United Trophy.
We get it locally.
Okay, so what kind of budget do you need?
Well, we don't know.
Yeah, I'll have to look. and
What
see.
kind of budget do you need for that, to get the trophies?
It's on your
What you
page.
have on here is 175, that is plenty.
Yeah.
That's plenty, because I'd like to shave that down if we can.
Yes, we
Because
should
that
shave it
blows,
down.
my budget that I had put together, that just
Well,
totally
you need
blows
to,
mine.
could you please share your budget with the
Well,
officers?
I didn't realize the trophies were that much, so,
120 maybe.
25, 125 to 170, you know, it just
Okay.
depends how big we want to go.
or how much we
Some
want to
people
go.
in the meeting said,
So-
let's go big.
I'll have
you know.
to adjust in some other places, because I think we've got to allow something for invitations or some of the printing that we're going to do, unless you guys are going to contribute.
Jay,
that.
just present that at the next officer
Okay.
meeting.
I will do
and
that then.
The decisions will be made.
And then Tony, you're going to help with some of the documentation for the awards and so forth.
All of it.
Okay. And I had Gail down, but she's not on anything that you have.
Yeah, she's on invitations and guests.
Right, to invite some of the other guests.
She's
So I'm
got
hoping
lists.
she's going to be doing that.
She will.
So any other comments or anybody who has any thoughts that?
Is Jeremy confirmed as listed here?
Yes.
Yes, Jeremy's as speaker. You know.
And I'm excited about the theme, and I think some of that food would really be good. So we need real-
Well, I have a comment, and for Chris particularly, all of this is really part of a leadership and communication program. It's part of Toastmasters to plan events, and we get credit in our leadership manuals for chairing committees and organizing things. And there's a big section on teamwork, and I hope you can see that we work really well as a team. And you know, if you keep coming, you'll see how supportive we are of each other in all areas. So I just wanted to make mention of that, because it's not just an event. It's part of the system, the whole protocol and the whole program, and it is fun. And, you know, we do may have a good time of it. There will be speeches, there will be awards, there will be food, and wine, I think.
And it will be fun.
And it will be here.
Right.
It'll be food.
In this room.
Yeah, food.
Are we good?
I think so. If nobody
Yeah,
else
I need to talk about next week.
Okay,
Yeah.
yes, backwards meeting.
And you've got the sheet on that?
It is floating around
Floating
somewhere.
around? Okay, still.
The
Next.
agenda for next week? Okay.
It was over here. Did you pass it along?
Sarah had it, and then I didn't see it from where.
It went to.
It did go to me somewhere, here it is.
Next week is one of
Next
our,
week is our backwards meeting, which is always a ton of fun. And we have Tony as our Toastmaster, and what will happen is our general evaluator will start first.
no, Mark will
No.
give
Or
the awards.
Mark will
Mark
give the awards
awards.
first. Sorry, Mark will give out all the awards at the beginning of the meeting, and we will go from there to the GE to the, so feel free to sign up, or I will start assigning,
Tony will probably.
You won't get an award
Or
if you don't
Tony
sign
will
up. That's what
assign.
we
One
have.
of us
We have
will
some people
assign.
sign up. We're in need
Yes,
of
we
a
do have
speaker
some.
particularly. and-
Yes, we've got evaluators,
We
we
got one
have
on
one
that.
speaker, Jay, we have you as a speaker. You're gonna do a speech?
Yeah.
Okay, Emma's gonna do a speech. We will write that down.
And you can give it backwards or you can give it forwards.
Yeah,
Okay.
you can say it backwards or forwards, however you
Do I have to
want.
flip my words?
Because the evaluator's already gonna have evaluated you before you give
With
the
your
speech.
blurbs.
Chris, this is gonna be very confusing to you.
Yes, we have table topics
But we just make
already.
it up, we make the whole thing up, because we go back and forth.
Does anybody sign up for Mary?
You want?
We have all the functionaries
Oh, you do?
still open.
Give
Oh,
them-
open. Who's
Let them
gonna
have, table topics.
Oh, you want table topics instead? Okay.
I want to
so-
give it to them.
Okay, so Charlie's not
You got
getting
it, buddy.
table topics, Roy
I was
is.
last week, so.
Roy.
And
So,
Do they get the
so
answer?
Charlie, what are you gonna do?
I'm going to.
I
sit
nominate
here
Charlie for
and
evaluator
read.
one.
As Toastmaster next week,
We
you
have
can
our
let them know
we
if you
have
want
two
them to give the answer
evaluators and two
first.
speakers. Anything else?
I
Anybody
can't
else?
remember what we've done.
Seriously.
This is gonna be so much fun, guys.
We'll be in touch with you.
We'll be in
Okay, there'll be
Via
emails,
email.
please check your email.
Yeah.
Most of you have been through this kind of meeting before, but it usually most. It
We
turns
have
out to be
to-
very funny. This is an
Virginia.
opportunity actually to be very creative.
Yes, it is. It's so much fun.
Okay, thank
Okay, on June 8th, we also have we have two speakers and we have we have our table topics and our general evaluator. So we need another speaker probably on June 8th. And I'll keep all that stuff coming and making sure.
Susan, we're still working to get 3 CCs completed.
Yes, I have one
We
CC
need
that I
speakers.
will be giving a speech sometime
Here.
very soon.
John,
Jonathan's close.
If I can-
Jonathan, do you have have it scheduled out so you
Yeah,
can
I
complete?
scheduled to speak again.
If I can.
But don't you have 2 speeches left?
Today was one of them. I have to go in and look, but I'll make sure it's done.
I have one more speech.
And, okay.
Yeah,
So
she
you're giving
has
it
one
next
more
week?
speech to do.
So
Okay, great.
This one is gonna be my.
Roy, are you a possibility?
It's by the end of June. Is that when I need to be done by?
Yes.
If
Yeah.
together.
I will be
Yeah.
there by the end of June.
You will? Is
I
that
have
enough?
one more
Is that
speech.
that's 3 then?
I don't think I
That's 3.
can.
Okay, you can be our first one next time. Okay.
I'll
that's-
get there next semester.
Yeah,
Yes.
we'll work on the new members. That's great. All right, thank you.